So today we're visiting Mount Grace Priory up in Yorkshire. And we're not just visiting here, we're staying here. This is the Prior's House, or the Prior's Lodge. It's a facility operated by English Heritage that you can rent and stay. It's really nice inside. We'll take you inside in a minute. But what's really cool about it is the outside of it aligns with the original exterior of the monastery, or the priory itself. And these outside walls of the building are probably not the original walls, but I think they're built on the foundation of that original priory wall. And you have stone elements from the priory worked into it. You go inside, head down this hall to your left to a couple of nicely appointed and really comfortable bedrooms. Turn around, head back down the hallway, down the stairs, past the front door, through this little wooden door into the living room and dining room area over here. Then back down to the far end of the house, into the kitchen, where you get this little hamper that has cheese and wine and bread and coffee and butter and eggs and everything you might need. In the morning, the house gets even better when the sun starts to come up and you can see the views out the windows. Okay, we're burning daylight. Let's head out, check out the grounds and the house. The old guest house, later a manor house, includes some interpretive displays that put a little bit of what we'll see later in context.
So when the monks had to leave, there were some things that they could take with them and some things they couldn't. Like these pots were just too big. So in cell number 8, whoever that monk was smashing them, his pottery that he can bring with him against the wall so they would break. And they found this nice big pile. And these was what was found there, and they're reconstructed. He didn't want anybody else using his stuff.
So we're walking through the central courtyard of the Carthusian monastery that would have been surrounded by monk cells. And we get to go in one, cell 8, which has been reconstructed. Overall, the cells are pretty nice. Downstairs, you got a little dining room, office, bedroom. And then upstairs, at least this one's set up with something to spin yarn and do some weaving. Got a nice little garden out back where any number of small crops would have been grown by the monk for his own use. And a perfectly serviceable little toilet.
Spring flushes your toilets.
The monastery was dissolved during the reign of Henry VIII, as were lots of other monasteries up and down the country. It was sold to a man named James Strangways. Strangways is important because though he was required to destroy the place after acquiring it, he didn't, instead leaving it to go into decay. We owe it to him the intact state of a lot of these ruins. I'm currently standing in the main part of the church. This is the original portion of the church that was built. Over here is one of the additions, which they built a couple on either side in order to bury people, because the idea was you could get buried here, the monks would pray for you, shortens your time in purgatory, you get into heaven quicker. So in a way, these are little fundraising additions for the monks.